What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back here with another video. Today, we're doing the Titans 7-round mock draft. Now, this is a team that I've been getting the feelies for a little while. You guys have been guiding me very well, so I'm asking you guys once again to be guiding me in this journey because you guys know far better than I do. Best part of this job is being able to learn from you guys. For some of you guys who ask how I know so much, it ain't me, it's you. So I really appreciate you guys helping me out with that. And today, it's going to be a fun video, so if you guys are new, like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. I'm quite surprised that TDN is continually updating their board. It's nice to see because they're pretty lazy when it comes to stuff, but let's have some fun. Let's see who falls to our picks. No trades in these mocks just because a little too RNG. That's just the way it's going to be. No, I'm not a rapper, but I think that's the right thing to do, is not to deal. Speaking of, there we go. We're going to just turn the sound off on that just so we do not have to deal with that. Having online classes loves to just play tricks with my mind, but we're not going to be doing these trades just due to the RNG nature of it, because every single draft will not give us the opportunity to be able to make trades like this. But at this spot at 22, we're going to be looking at, there's a lot of guys on the table. So the big issue right now that we're dealing with, I'm so happy that he's down here. The fact that, according to SportTrack.com, you guys are $6 million under the cap. That hurts. That hurts big time. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't re-sign anybody. You could probably restructure some contracts to be able to afford some guys for this year to bring them back. But you have some big dudes up on contract, like some very big ones. So given the fact that you guys have such a big cap issue, I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried because there's a lot of huge needs on this squad. But we gotta be vigilant with it, and I think the biggest need is to replace. Obviously, your team definitely knew that getting a guy like Jadeveon Clowney was such a big deal, and we're not even going to talk about the guy that you got. He wasn't on, like Vic Beasley, he wasn't on the Falcons, if I'm not mistaken, when you guys got him, but it doesn't matter. He's not there anymore. Obviously, I think he was on the Raiders. I don't even know if he's there anymore, but those were a huge bust. You guys know that you need some edge presence. So looking at the guys who are available, you got Gregory Rousseau here, and this is an interesting one because I love this fit with Azeez Ojulari. If you want to look at it, obviously 6'5", 260. He can definitely play with more of a stand-up type of outside guy. This is huge potential. Like, Gregory Rousseau is beyond potential, and same thing with Azeez. If I'm going to be honest, Azeez shows a lot more promise than Gregory. Gregory had an amazing statistical year. Had, I believe, 15 sacks, and that's amazing. It's 100% worthy of a pick like this. However, it is true that I'm pretty sure that he had a pretty low pressure rate. So he got a lot of his sacks. He had a pretty high sack to pressure rate, which is not good because it means that his sacks are they're just fortunate when it comes to pass rush, because if you get to have a bunch of pressures all the time, those could turn into sacks. But if they do, that means that the sacks look better than they actually are. And a lot of times it was due to coverage. That was the whole entire reason he was getting sacks. If you guys watched the Cincinnati Bearcats game, Azeez Ojulari lit it up. Both these kids are super young, super athletic, super amazing talents. And I love Gregory Rousseau. His ceiling is through the roof, right? But I've seen more of a burst and more of a scheme fit. It kind of reminds me of Harold Landry, if we're going to be honest. I've seen more of a fit and an upside out of Azeez Ojulari over Gregory Rousseau. And I've watched a lot of Gregory Rousseau. I love Miami. If I were to choose any team in college besides The Ohio State University, because I have family that go there, I'd go for the U. So, like, that being said, I know a lot about Gregory Rousseau. He has a shit ton of potential. I think Azeez is just a better scheme fit, and he might have a higher ceiling. And I definitely know he has a higher floor, just because Greg, again, it's that sack to pressure rate ratio that is something that I'm a little bit worried about. So it's something I'm a little bit confused. Like, maybe we should have went with a Gregory Rousseau there, but pick your poison. We're taking an edge of that spot. If you guys didn't like Azeez Ojulari, again, no trades in this one just because RNG. You never know if this is getting really fucking annoying. You never know what, like, each from draft to draft what you're gonna have to give up. It's just a little bit ridiculous. This is a little bit ridiculous. I wish I could just say, get out of here with all the trades. But you know what? It's going to be annoying. We're going to complain about it. We are going to be annoying while complaining about it. But that's okay. At this spot, we got to be looking at possibly interior defensive line. Again, Togi is on the board. Ooh. I have not seen Togi mentioned in this ever. So obviously, guys are starting to commit to the draft. Haskell Garrett is somebody who we'd probably target down the line. Still got Tyler Shelvin here, and we have 2 third-round picks. With the amount of value at edge right now, let's check who is still on the board. So you have Togiai, Togiai was a huge impact. He wasn't able to be there, if I'm not mistaken, for the playoff game, for the Natty, and you could tell that Alabama took advantage of that. You still have Rondale Moore here if you want to have more of your Adam Humphries replacement. I think we have kind of a solution for that later on. If you guys want a safety, you could definitely go for Javon Holland. I don't think you need that. But looking at it, I mean, realistically, we could win. I used to love giving Jason away. If you guys want to go edge to edge, that wouldn't be too bad of a pick. But we're definitely not going to be doing that. Looking at it, we could look for a linebacker replacement if you guys don't want Jayon Brown back, which, I mean, you guys would be insane if you didn't want Jayon Brown back. But looking at it, I think Togiai's got to be the pick here. I mean, looking at it, Togiai is a huge impact maker. If you're going to be looking at his size as well, 300 pounds, he's not the biggest dude in the world. If we're going to be honest, he's not going to be a tank. But I think he, along with Jeffrey Simmons, is going to be a really nasty pair. We could wait and maybe get Marvin Wilson later on. But I have bigger plans for the third round. Togiai, I'm so happy he's in this too. It's fun to see that these new guys get added who should have been in here all along. It makes my drafts, my 7 rounds and stuff like that, so much better. So definitely keep your eyes out for that. We're going to be doing a lot of different types of drafts coming up soon as well, because that's pretty much what my channel is at this point, since there's not really too many games coming out. And of course, that type of shit has to happen. We're going to be going after Elijah Moore, which of course the Eagles would never take in real life because their number 1 wide receiver right now, who they drafted in the first round last year, and Jalen Reagor, is going to be probably the slot wide receiver. So that is extremely annoying. Very, very, very annoying. And honestly, I'm pretty happy that we took, I mean, we could have went after Jalen Tweeman or something like that. I'm very happy that we took Togiai where we did, because now, of course, Marvin Wilson, gone. But looking at the guys who are still on the board, we don't really, I mean, if you wanted to get a scat back, I know you guys drafted the guy out of Appalachian State last year. Could go Michael Carter, but I don't really think that's the best choice. If you guys want a thumping safety, Paris Ford. Andre Sisco's still there. I know Kevin Byard's a beast. He's amazing, but looking at the guys who are on the board, why? What's up with people just knocking random guys like Patrick Jones down so far? Where's that? Thank you! Oh my god. Thank you. De'Ami Brown deserves to be up here. And guys, with the idea that maybe Corey Davis, with how well he's been playing, might be trying to command close to probably 10, 12 million a year, which of course Jonnu Smith is also trying to command similar to that. Dude, De'Ami Brown is a steal. I love De'Ami Brown. I have him more as a late third, kind of where we're at right now. We could take a chance on missing him and get Greg Newsome here too. Greg Newsome's a stud, man. He was a pick machine. But I'm looking at right now, I'm so happy about this. This makes my day. This makes my day when I get to see shit like this happen. Because, I mean, realistically, De'Ami Brown is so good. If you guys, of course, it's probably going to say, oh, good. I have De'Ami Brown right here. Maybe that's a mid-4th. That's not updated yet. But I'm just so happy to see shit like this. It makes my day when I get to see stuff like this. Want to look at his size, 6'1", 195. Not the biggest dude in the world, but he is a playmaker. And to be honest, when's our next pick? I want to see when our next pick is, because, I mean, we're at pick 101. Can we take, I mean, I'm pretty sure that I'd rather, I'm so happy they brought him down too. I don't think we can miss out on Greg Newsome here out of Northwestern. I know it hurts me as a guy who I like UNC a lot. But Greg Newsome's going to be kind of your Desmond King II replacement. And dude, that's going to be key. Obviously, if we could, we just trade up right there and be able to select De'Ami Brown, which he goes to the Packers. But there's still so many good weapons on the board. We could go for a Tylan Wallace. We could be going for an Anthony Schwartz if you want to. But Tylan Wallace is similar in ways to Darius Slayton. He's like a smaller Darius Slayton. We could 100% be going after him. If you guys want to look at a guy like Ronnie Bell, if you guys want a later target, obviously we're probably going to be going for a slot target like Jalen Darden in the 4th, but we could be going for a larger target like a DeMonte Coxey or a Des Fitzpatrick later on, because of the fact that we just missed out on some really talented wide receivers. But with that being said, Tylan Wallace might be the pick here. He's a little sticky. Sticky being like a stick. Very thin, very lean. You guys definitely need to get some more wide receivers. Daz Newsome wouldn't be a bad pick here, but I think that the value is so much better for getting a guy like Jalen Darden. I love Jalen Darden. I'm having something stuck in the back of my throat right now. It's the most amazing thing in the world when you're trying to Talk to a billion people. But we're going to... this is a weird spot. Honestly, if I was in this spot right now, if I were in this spot, I would probably trade back. But you guys probably should look at the interior offensive line. Can't get anything there. I mean, you guys got to coach me up on where you'd go here. Obviously, we actually did see some corners go in the meantime. Oh, wow. What the hell? Wild Goose? The shit just randomly pops up out of nowhere. We're going to be going wide receiver here anyways, though. I think that guy like Tylan Wallace could potentially be a number one. I think he will be more of a Darius Slayton role, and with obviously Antonio Brown, AJ Brown being the number one, your true number one, Tylan Wallace would be a really fun weapon to add to that squad. And no, we are not going to be accepting trade offers. I don't know why they're just like totally on me to trying to get trade offers. It's usually gone after the second round, but hey, cheers to them, right? So obviously we have. Do we have a fourth round pick? I'm pretty sure that we do. We're going to be looking 100% at getting a slot wide receiver to replace the always injured Adam Humphries. So this is so annoying. I cannot believe how annoying this is. I was looking for Kenny Yeboah too. I'm very happy he goes that high. Kenny Yeboah is a stud. As an Ole Miss fan, I love looking at it. I'm a fan of every team. I'm a fan of football. All right. Ooh, Daz Newsome's here though. Ooh, getting Daz Newsome in this spot would be good. But let's look at the other targets. Look at the other targets. Damn, dude. There's still Hamza on the board. Colby Harvey-Peel. There's Taylor Hufanga on the board. You still got Jalen Tweeman and Haskell Jarrett. Frick, man. Shoot. Makes me feel like an idiot, right? Like, obviously, you never know how the draft's going to fall, especially when they change the draft order. But, I mean, looking at it, dang, that's a great pick right there. I know you guys don't need it, but you guys got, I think Kenny Vaccaro is your strong safety. I mean, we could definitely look that up, but I mean, shoot. Can you pass up on a 6'4" guy like Hamza at this spot? I know you guys would be livid, but we could be looking at Sadarius Hutchinson if he's here. He is here. Oh, man. Oh, this is a tough one, guys. This is a tough spot because we could also just try to sneak in. Of course, we can get Daz Newsome here, and that'd be pretty fun. But man, shoot, this is a tough pick, man. You guys might not like this, but it's kind of too good of a value to not get Hamza. And again, you guys might not like it, but he is kind of the safety linebacker hybrid that is kind of an interesting Belichickian type of thing that we could see happening. We're going to do it. Hamza Nasir Dean. You guys might not like that pick whatsoever, and I think that, honestly, it's just you're getting best player available. With a guy like Jalen Darden on the board, I'm 100% confident that I did not make a bad move there. With like not getting Daz Newsome, him going to the Rams isn't a bad move, but like I'm 100% down. Oh, Dax Milne's on here too. Wow, I'm very surprised. Like if we're gonna get anybody, we're getting Jalen Darden. The next pick is probably gonna be Jalen Darden, just because I mean, like I look at this guy and he is so fun. He is super bursty. So being able to that's an interesting word, right? But being able to get him, oh my god, I saw TJ Vasher and I was like, wait, what happened to him? But let's just check out what our next pick is. It like all right, we're just gonna project that the Colts get a pick here, and our next pick is at 181. We can't do it. We can't sacrifice this pick here. I think we got to get Jalen Darden because he's the next slot wide receiver on the board, and he's going to be able to replace the always injured Adam Humphries. And when Adam is healthy, because I know you guys gave him I think like $8 million a year. You guys can correct me on that one. He's going to be able to coach him up at least. Adam Humphries is a solid slot. I never was a fan of that signing. I really hated that signing, but it's okay. Let's look at the tight ends and possibly the guards that we could be getting here. We're looking at Tommy Kramer as a potential guard/center replacement. Jack Anderson as well. James Empey. I mean, if we want to look at it, Jarrett Patterson's really young too. I'm pretty sure he might be returning. So I'm not 100% sure why he's on here, especially with how young he is. Looking at the tight ends, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. I mean, you have Ferkser on your squad, I'm pretty sure, so it's not going to be a bad thing. But realistically, we need to probably target an offensive lineman here, and you're either going to get an old-ass dude or like a really young-ass dude, who are both extremely talented from Notre Dame, who will probably be gone by this point in the actual draft, right? So I think that we just got to go for this youth right here. Jarrett Patterson's really talented. I mean, he's a former tackle recruit too, so if you guys want to be putting him across the offensive line anywhere, you know, if he's a 3-star winning the starting job or winning a starting job on Notre Dame, that's something to really commend him for. Like, they're definitely getting top 5-star tackles and guards and centers all over the place. So being able to get a guy like Jarrett Patterson, who's a 3-star to start, that's a big tip of my cap to him. Like, that's a huge accomplishment, and I think that's wonderful. Honestly, cheers to him. Especially at a young age like that. It's not like he's a redshirt senior who just earned the starting job. He's a redshirt sophomore, which means he has some really good talent. And I'm going to trust the fact that Notre Dame is probably going to know what to do with their guys. So I'm 100% in support of this. Now, looking at this next pick, I mean, dude, there's Tyreek Smith on the board if we want to get an extra pass rusher. There's Tamorrion Terry if you want to get a bigger wide receiver. I know we've already gotten 2, but if you want to get a 6'4" tank of a dude, he's not a tank. He can apparently run in the 4.3s. That's something that we could definitely take a shot on. Again, Devontae Coxey, we could go after Josh Ball. I don't know why they're undervaluing him like this. Literally made Marshall's offensive line number 6 in the country. That's a pretty big feat, especially with Isaiah Wilson not really panning out, which is embarrassing. I mean, I'm going to be honest, I didn't like the pick in the first place, but it's okay. Like, just the tight ends are not very good at this spot. Looking at Luke Farrell, that's probably your best bet, but, I mean, we can't really go that route. Looking at the linebackers, obviously it would have been awesome to be able to select. Obviously, I'm not used to being in this part of the draft because I only go up to round 5, usually in my own mock drafts, so little plug right there. But this is just interesting. Very interesting. Looking at, you got Drew Himmelman here. If we want to get a tackle, we could definitely be looking at that. I know you guys probably won't like it, but we could be going after Tamorrion Terry here just to get your big target because you are losing a 6'3" player on the outside. And apparently, this guy does run 4.3. Don't quote me on that, but he apparently runs 4.3. So if that is the case, at 6'4" with running a 4.3, this might be the pick. And realistically, you could probably transition him to, you can't at his weight transition him to a tight end, but if he puts on some weight, you can make him more of that like Joker tight end role. But Tamorrion Terry is going to be the pick. Realistically, this team doesn't have too many needs, and I think that maybe being able to get some extra rotation on the wide receiver group, because realistically, you have one wide receiver remaining. If we want to think that like Adam Humphries won't survive the entire year, which he won't, so you have pretty much one starting wide receiver left. So now we have Tylan Wallace, which if he is Darius Slayton, he's not going to be your true number 1. He'll be a really good number 2 option. You have Jalen Darden, who could be your slot, but you don't really have a big man on that roster anymore. Like AJ Brown is still around 6 foot, 225 pounds. I'm not sure. He's gonna. I mean, if we bring in Tamorrion Terry as 4.3 at his size, I'm telling you right now, Tannehill can finally air it out to a large target, and that's gonna be super, super nice. So I think then the scheme as well, if he's able to replace Corey Davis in that role, that's going to be awesome. So looking at the picks really quick, we got our edge fixed. We got our interior. We got the defensive line pretty much fixed up, right? We got our, obviously you guys need an extra corner, otherwise you want to win after Desmond King. So you got your Desmond King replacement. Now you have your whole entire wide receiver core replaced. You got one of the best picks in the draft, arguably. Hamza, if you lose Jayon Brown, he could play linebacker. I don't think he should, but he's just a really weird player with a lot of upside. And on a team like this, where you're pretty much running the rock 24/7, so you know that your team's going to produce pretty well anyways, it's a pick that you can take. And then Jarrett Patterson, you just get some youth in the offensive line, man. I know you got some older-ass dudes there, and they can coach up Jarrett Patterson. He's a really good guy with a really high ceiling. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the far side.